Welcome to Jumosi Podcast. So we'll be doing a weekly update as usual. So this week, a lot of things happen, especially around East Africa, South Sudan in particular. And one of the stories that happened is that there was a shootout at President Kiir house or residence in Nairobi after Kenyan police found one of the GSU officers assigned to his home smoking bangi. Alikuwa anavuta bangi hapo nje. So in the process, because it looked bad on an officer smoking bangi, right?
Yes.
So he had to hide evidence, so that's why he had to do some shootout so that it can get time to hide the evidence. So I think that's what happened.
Okay.
But that's not what we're going to look at. It's not about the fight between the two Kenyan police, but it's why do Salva Kiir has a house in Nairobi when he has his own country?
Yeah. Now kona J1.
Yes, and he has his J1 place. So, and it happened that I hear a lot of stories that is only the East African presidents like Tanzania, Uganda, South Sudan, and maybe even Congo or Rwanda. But I don't know of Rwanda.
Kagame, I don't think he has a house.
That most of them have houses in Nairobi, but the Kenyan presidents do not have houses outside Kenya in the East African countries. So why do you think President Kiir has a house in Nairobi? What do you think is the reason?
Okay, first, I think President Kiir having a house in Nairobi is simply because he has children who need good education, good medical care and stuff. But since South Sudan does not have such services and facilities, they prefer having them in a better off country like Kenya, particularly in Nairobi. And then Kenya is also relatively secure. So that is what I believe is the reason why he has a house in Nairobi. Yeah, and also if you can remember during the COVID time, those leaders in South Sudan used to fly to Nairobi, and up to date, most of them go to Nairobi for medical
attention.
Yes, for medication. I think they believe the services within the country are not to their standard, so
but do you think
take the chances elsewhere?
Yeah, but do you think it will look really good on a whole president having his house, having his residence or his house outside in another neighboring country, in another third world country, because of education, because of security, and is the head of state in his home country? What does it tell? To me, it tells that this guy is a total failure. If you can't bring your own peace to your home country, you have to go and seek refuge for your children outside the country. It shows that you are not patriotic about your country, and you do not have any plan of making your country a welcoming home to other East African countries by making sure that there is peace. You work on education so that it attracts other people. Because if you take your house outside, what do you think of other people?
You'll even not have the motivation to work to provide the essential services for your people. Yeah, and also, so as you asked, does it look good? I don't think he really cares whether it looks good on him or not. And a while back, I think PLO Lumumba said South Sudan is a hunting ground for the leaders. They take money and resources for the country, loot or whatever they get from their salaries, and spend it across East African capitals, which is where their families are based. So that's why you find that a lot of services are not offered. We don't have clean pipe water in the country, not even within the capital city, except for a few individuals who drill boreholes for their own use. People still survive on the River Nile water. And also there's no electricity, like hydroelectric power is not there. And we have the Nile. We are wasting that resource, which can be useful for the country. So when you see that your children are not living in that country, you'll not even think about the education system in that place. Yeah, which is what I believe. Either it looks good on him, we as the citizens, we feel that it's not a good thing. they are failing themselves and the country at large.
Yeah.
But for them, they don't really care.
Yeah, it is an embarrassment because a whole president going to seek for basic needs outside another country when he has the resources
Yeah.
to fix the thing in the nation. It simply means that he has failed. Now, unajua Salva Kiir
Yeah.
is almost reaching that duration of dictatorship that Moi had.
Yeah.
Moi ruled for 24 years. Salva Kiir is on his 20th.
Yeah.
So in the
Seems
next
to
4 years, he will be having 24 years in total. And ile time yenye Moi alikuwa in power, Wakenya walikuwa nasema watu walikuwa nateseka.
Yeah.
And I think that's the same thing right now with Salva Kiir.
Yeah.
Because there are some people within the government that don't see any issue with Salva Kiir. People see him as, they used to call him Moi the savior, and that's the same thing. There's some individual in the country that see Salva Kiir as a bidor and the savior.
Yeah.
You see, lakini ile time yenye Salva Kiir atatoka and a different president come in and change things like the way that Kibaki did, and Uhuru came in, and then now the Kasongo, then
Zakayo.
yes, then it means Wasudi will start seeing that kumbe huyu jamaa alikuwa amekalia itu inchi.
And he was not doing anything. Yeah, and actually,
yeah.
Okay, before you continue. So some time back there was some event held in Kenya and President Kiir attended it. And then during the event or something like that, he mentioned something like he wanted his children to be granted Kenyan citizenship. Like a whole president seeking citizenship for his children.
Yeah, I never heard about that, but yeah, a lot of things do happen in that country. And the thing is, to come to his house, why did a GSU officer ended up smoking bangi? Rules are relaxed at President Kiir house in Nairobi, so that's why this GSU officer thought of smoking bangi while on duty. You see, if rule was strict, then they would have not done that. But again, looking at it, who are people staying there?
Yeah.
Do Wasudi even know the right thing? His kids or his relatives that are staying there. But again, we might be roasting Salva Kiir too much. But he's not the only one. Almost everybody has his home in Nairobi. Even Lost Boys, even literally everybody, all the generals. But the reason why I'm a little bit strict or harsh on him is because he's the president. He's the one that's supposed to lead us and show us the right way of fixing the nation, so there's a welcoming, so that we don't have to take resources outside our country anymore.
Yes.
If he has fixed everything is running fine. He has his freedom of investing anywhere that he wants to invest. But it should not be like that's where they go and seek security, peace, and education for their kids.
It's like you're messing up the country entirely, but your people, the immediate family, will not suffer the consequences because they are staying outside the country. So in case of any war, in case of medical issues, in case of these simple things that are easy to take lives within South Sudan, then your country, your own family will not be affected. But it's other people like the Wanyonge who end up having to face the consequences of your bad leadership and poor service delivery, or lack of service delivery actually.
Yeah, but it so he has a house in Australia, or he has a family in Australia, based on what I heard from people that are from Australia. And the other thing is, these people have been having the houses in Kenya since even during the war.
Like in the 90s.
In the early 90s, the houses, like people used to say that his house used to be in Kapenguria.
Most of them actually.
Yeah, the same thing even with the John Garang family. So the reason why we are beating hard on you, like I mentioned earlier, is because you are the president. And it's not that today we are looking at people that have houses in Nairobi. It's because there's a GSU officer that's smoking bangi at your house, and they had to be controlled by other police officers that were doing patrol. It doesn't look good on you as a president. You should think better.
Yeah, and it's actually like, even for those officers, Hadi Wakwen and that shootout, what was going through their mind? Like, this is a house of a president of another country. But yet we have people like Kibaki who had houses in, let's say, Othaya, within their own village or within their province where they come from. And then they have state houses in different cities across the country. And all of them, as much as their children go abroad to study and stuff, they have their own families within the country. So what's so special about these people who don't want to have their families stay with them within their country, and they are the head of the state?
Yeah, the crazy sana. Mtapambana na issues zenu. Alright, so our second story for the week is that there was an age gap story that happened this week when there's a lady called Nyandeng Elijah Manyok. She's in her early 50s, and a young man maybe in early 40s or late 30s or mid 30s.
30s. I don't think he looks 40.
Yeah, maybe mid 30s. Yeah, so that guy proposed to her, and people were making noise on social media. They were complaining about Nyandeng being old.
Wanasema jamaa anawekwa.
Yes, wanasema anapata sugar mommy or whatever, vitu kama hizo. And then 2 days later, the guy graduated with a master's degree at Juba.
Yeah.
So this guy ni mwenye vitu zake zitaendelea poa. Ni watu tu ndio wako na wivu. Yeah, so but to me, mi sina shida na stories za age. Mmependana, these are all people. Jamaa ndio amepropose.
Yes.
So hii story ya watu kupiga kelele haisaidii and it does not affect them. And then kitu ingine, Nyandeng, when I looked at her, ni msichana, sikuwa namjua, but when I look at her, ni msichana amejikeep sana. She look mid 35 or late 30s. Like ako flat tummy, mwili iko tu sawa, she's keeping herself. Unaona? So si wale mademenye unaweza sema huyu amezeeka. Yes, amezeeka in terms of years if people were to go with the date of birth. But her appearance, she look okay. Na jamaa amempenda. So hii story ya watu kupiga kelele imetoka wapi? And then also I don't know why our society iko na double standards.
Yeah.
That mwanaume wa 58 anaoa msichana wa 19.
And people don't make a
and people don't. There's a 30 years age difference.
Yeah, well, that one is young enough to be his daughter.
Yeah, and people don't make complaint. Lakini ikikuja kwa hii kitu, ndio watu wetu wanapiga kelele. It doesn't concern them.
Yeah.
And then also nimeona hii nini ya watu kuoa. It's happening even in Kenya. Like Guardian Angel na demu wake Esther. Esther was in early 50s.
She was 50 and then
the guy was
like 30, 32 hapo.
Yeah. And they are okay. The same thing with Betty Chalo. She's in maybe 30s.
Yeah.
And the guy's in Gen Z. So unaona?
Huyo ni Gen Z.
Watu wanasema ni Gen Z. So,
but are they dating? I don't know. Like,
yeah, they're dating. Hujaona walienda.
Nimeona wakiattend functions together.
Function ya nini? Yeah, waliattend function ya Bahati.
Oh, okay.
Ilifanyika like few days ago. So to me, like, there's no age is just a number. Na watu waachane kusumbuana na watu, because I know, like, I will come to your party yenye watu wetu inawasumbua sana is giving birth.
Yes.
That's the main reason why people are making noise. People are saying, when will she give birth?
Yeah.
Nani amekuambia that huyu jamaa anataka watoto? That's kitu ya kwanza. Kitu ya pili, unajua ni arrangement gani wamemake just in case the guy want a child. And then also come to think of science right now.
Yeah.
Unaona wamama wa 50s. Kuna
wakizaa.
Sinukwambia juzi kuna mtu alizaa at 54. Yeah, so people can give birth at any age. Susan Kihika.
I think
she's a Kenyan
52.
governor.
Yeah,
she gave birth at 52. Nyandeng has money. If giving birth is the main thing that will keep their marriage, or that's the main thing that they actually want, they can get a child.
Yeah, Susan Kihika is 51.
Yeah,
and she recently gave birth. So.
Yeah, and the other ways of getting a child, they can adopt one if they really love each other.
Yeah.
So history ya kujali kuhusu atapata mtoto aje. Zile enzi zetu za kurelia at 45
menopause.
Tafadhali things are changing. So acha tu Nyandeng I enjoy maisha yake.
Yeah.
Aiwahusu. Bwanake is happy. And she's happy. That's the main thing. Nyandeng look more beautiful and healthy, and she even look younger than a lot of people. So I don't know what wanampiga.
Making noise actually.
So I don't know why watu wanampiga vita sana. It's not like you guys muna share name that I'm defending her, but I just feel like in our society watu wanapendanga tu kuingilia vitu zenye aziwahusu.
True.
And there's no any big deal in age. I don't know, what do you think?
Personally, I have no issue with anyone. Yes. Mimi nakwanga na shida na age gap sana with
men. You see.
Let's say, yeah. No, mimi yangu ina come from a point that unajua in our society girls don't have access to opportunities, right? So you find that at 18 you are still in school. Maybe uko ndio umeanza high school, and then by the time you are getting married someone is in his 50s ndio anakuja kukuoa at your 18, 19. That age gap is too much for me. Personally, yeah.
Okay, for you personally.
Yes, personally, like I don't like too much age gap.
Maybe
at least 5 years. That's a lot.
10 years.
No, 10 years is too much. So
30 and 40 ni mbaya.
Okay, when you are 30 and the other one is 40,
yes,
I can consider that. But ile one person is in their 50s, the other is in teens. Like, what do you have in common? You're already an old person. This one is almost a child. So at least let's be considerate when looking at these factors. And also, ukiangalia, mimi from my own perspective, I feel like these girls wenye wanaolewa at that young age by these extremely old men compared to their age, inakwanga kind of disadvantageous because this person has no voice. And they do not get the opportunity to say no.
Are they getting in a marriage? Are they getting into a marriage to fight? So that you need a voice to speak for yourself.
No. Nile, like you might be dating someone like around your age group, right? But this person comes, and because they have wealth, your family will choose them over maybe your own happiness. Or like you have plans of probably finishing your school and then doing something for yourself without the need to be somebody's wife so that you get something. That's like the only title you have. Ama that's where vitu zako zinafunguka. But if you are already maybe in your 20s, you've started figuring yourself out, you have things going on for yourself. Umemaliza at least high school. You are in college, then chances of them mistreating you or thinking that you are where you are today because of them are very minimal. But if ni someone who was in their 40s, you are in your teens, you still don't even have your own high school certificate, then hapo ndio nakuanga na shida sana. But in this case, coming to hii case ya kina Nyandeng na this guy, whether jamaa ni purchula, ni Benten or what, it's none of anyone's business, because yeye ndio alienda on his knees na akapropose. He know what he saw in Nyandeng. So people should just keep it shut and let them enjoy. Wakioana ni sawa, ndoa ikienda kudumu, it's okay. Isipo work out, fine, kila mtu aende zake, and then the guy will still have other chances of getting maybe even younger women, or kama anapenda, he likes them older, then still good.
Lakini unajua history ya marriage is a dynamic topic sana. And there's no one way traffic to it, because ukiangalia if table were turns and then tuseme wamama wakiwa wana propose, hata this 1918 yenye unawatetea saa hii, utapata some of them are actually interested in these old men. Watakuwa wana propose, and you will be saying ni wao, they are them that went on the knees and proposed to the men, so there's no big deal there. Unaona? So hii kitu inakuanga complicated so much sana hadi juu kuna wale wenye wako early either 19, 18 or even 21, that are actually interested in these things.
Yeah.
But there are some other people that are being forced into it.
Yes.
So there are a lot of different cases.
Maybe
So
my
you
problem
should-
iko
yeah.
kwa hizo za people being forced, or like when you are extremely young and then this person is kind of wanaita predators. So it's like they are preying on you. Unaona?
Yeah, it's complicated. We just leave it
and
there
because they have wealth, your family is more likely to listen to them, and they just push you into that thing.
yeah.
And you'll find that a lot of marriages end up breaking because at the beginning they were forced marriages. It's not like the girl was interested. As much as they go and give birth, 2 children, 3 children, 10 children, inafika a point they are like, no, call it quit, and at that point you're already mature enough to make your decisions and move.
Lakini si unajua lasting ya marriage
Yeah.
has a lot of factors to it. It's not because even people that marry are almost the same age, 29, 30 or whatever, a small age gap difference, they will still divorce. There are
No, I'm
people
not
that are
saying
married
age gap.
and then so yeah, so hii kitu inakwanga too complicated, so tuiachie tu hapo. Lakini ya watu kuona that wanaume wenye wamezeeka wanawao wasichana wadogo, not extremely small, like young. Mtu akiwa 20 and the man is 50, we are looking at that age gap. Ndio watu wanapiga. These are consenting adult, wamekuwa watu wakubwa. They are allowed to do whatever that they want to do. Lakini bona inakuwa shida when it is a woman with a man that is younger than her. Lakini kiwa mwanaume ni mkubwa and then them ni mdogo. See, like literally mdogo, I don't know why I keep
Not
saying
like a
that.
child, but
Because anaweza kuwa hata ako 25 and the man is 52.
Yeah.
That's 17 age gap, right? People will not say anything. But if it is a woman, people will say a lot of things.
Yeah,
Unaona?
ni ile tu story ya kuzaa and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
and like you said earlier, either anaenda kuzaa,
Ama-
you don't know if the guy wants to have children or not. And probably labda hata akona mtoto somewhere. So if they already have a child somewhere, then they want to enjoy life.
Yeah.
And this is the person they have decided to enjoy life with. I'm not saying the guy has a child or not. Yeah. And also when you come to Nyandeng, it's alleged that akona mtoto 192, something like that.
Yeah.
So she already has a child. If that's true, then either this guy anataka mtoto or not, he can always have a child if he wants, and that's an arrangement they can make as a family. So age ya mtu isisumbue watu wengine. And then pia if you look at some of these people making too much noise, ni women and these young girls. Alafu ukiwaona enyewe, Nyandeng looks even better at her age.
Than them.
They
at
should
the-
be focused on themselves and then look at, okay, hey, start admiring this woman, because if she looks like that in her 50s,
Then they should learn
then
from
you
her what
learn.
she's
Try
doing
to see what is it that she's doing
to keep
to
her
keep
that
herself
fit.
fit. Yeah. And stop like focusing on who she's getting married to, or sijui jamaa ni young and what. There's no way you're going to stop that thing, because jamaa ameamua, Nyandeng ali accept proposal.
Yeah.
So at this point, there's nothing much social media in-laws can do.
Yeah. Let them enjoy their marriage. That's the bottom line. And then story yetu ya tatu, our third story is this thing that is called Dinka privilege.
Okay.
A lot of
Kama
people-
white privilege.
Yes. So in South Sudan, some communities think that being a Dinka comes with some privileges. So hii wiki kenye ilifanyika, Salva X. You know Salva X is a musician.
South Sudanese musician.
Yes, and he's an Equatorian.
Yeah.
And he's in Australia right now. So he was saying, if he was a Dinka, he would be in a better position than the position that he was in as an Equatorian. Saying
As an
that,
artist.
yeah, yes, as an artist, not as an individual, not as a person,
Oh, okay.
but as an artist from Dinka community, he would be in a better place. Saying that Dinka artists receive a huge support compared to them.
Okay.
And then they were arguing with MT7, with MT7 saying,
MT7 Degreez.
Yes,
He's also an artist from
and it's
Dinka.
from Dinka. He
Okay.
was saying, there's no Dinka privilege. You just have to push yourself. Even you, yeah, Silva X, if you want to become a Dinka, we can let you be a Dinka by registration. And give you a name and see
And
it will help you.
Deng.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in your opinion, do you think being a Dinka in a idea, either in music industry or in a private life as a regular citizen?
Maybe Bayamwenya Wanichan, that's the only Dinka in naona he can survive vizuri, but that's a joke. Okay, personally I don't think so. Maybe this Dinka artist Silva X, and I feel like they receive a lot of support because when you look in terms of population, the two largest communities, Dinka and Nuer, I think they comprise more than 50% of the entire country population, right? So having such numbers, and then you sing in a language that such population inaelewa, then most likely utapata a lot of support, right? And also Silva X, I am very sure kona a lot of Dinka supporters and fan base. So it's not about you being a Dinka, but you being a great artist. That's when most people will support you, they'll listen to your craft, and then you'll grow that way.
Yeah.
So I agree with MT7.
Yes, I agree with you too. There's no Dinka privilege. You just have to work harder like any other artist.
Yeah.
Because like you said, Silva X, there's some of his songs that I like. Same. And I'm a Dinka. I don't say because he's not a Dinka, I don't like his songs.
Yeah.
And the aspect of the population, that one, it helps in a way because you sell to a larger crowd. If you call for a concert, there will be a lot of willing to pay individuals that are there. But then again, if you come to South Sudan, we just came from war. And if we came from war, a lot of our people, they only know of the vernacular language. The language that Silva X is singing is Arabic. Only a few people know Arabic. You see? So that's why his music is not appealing to the entire Dinka.
Not just Dinka, but to the entire country.
Yeah, to the entire country.
Because I'm very sure kuna some Equatorians who don't even know Arabic.
Yeah. But then, if you come to a Dinka, a lot of people know it. So if somebody is singing it and there's a large crowd, people are able to attend your concert, pay for,
sing along.
And then also Silva X should not confuse wealth and power, because with a larger community, a lot of people are able to venture into a lot of things, right? Into business, and they will have a lot of resources. And if a song appeals to them, they might likely give something to that artist. And then most of our artists, they would like to praise individuals in community. And our people are happy with that. They give you something. It's not because they are Dinka. It's because the person with the wealth has been praised. So on a Toboka. So what Silva X should start doing right now, he knows the right Equatoria. He can praise even some of the Dinkas. He will get rewarded. He can praise Waniga. He can praise the governor of Central. He will give you what, $50?
Waniga amesota sahi. Ametolewa kwa resources.
He can praise Nunukumba, Bakasoro, Thomas Shirilo. He has a lot of options of people to praise, and then he might be given something. So you should not look at Dinka as the problem, because ikikuja kwa hii power that Dinka has, this one is a different thing, because there are a lot of Dinkas that are not close to that power, and they are really suffering. People are suffering everywhere.
We are suffering.
Tuko hapa. We are suffering. Silva X. we are suffering, bro.
Like you.
So there's nothing like Dinka privilege. You just have to work harder. Because in this life, apart from individuals in Africa where they loot resources, but this other part of the world, you are in Australia. If you look around, nobody has wealth that was given because of certain association. You have seen how people work. And you have seen even yourself, you are not doing music. Unaona ile kitu yenye unafanya sahi. Uko mjengo mani wapi. Unaona, that's how hard pesa inatafutwa. So there's no easy way out in this other part of the world. You just have to work for your money.
Yeah, and also like if you look, one of our favorite musicians actually in Africa is Diamond Platinum. And one thing that we like about him, that is Jimosi and myself, is that this guy is very hardworking and then akona very good
business minded. Yeah.
Yes. So you see how regardless of whatever scandals anajipata ndani
Always come
on
out.
his personal like life, his music is very good. And then the kind of investment that he puts into it, we were watching the behind the scene of Utanipenda, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, hiyo kitu, man, it looked like it had rained.
Yeah.
But it did not. Ni maji tu walikuja na trailer wakamwaga and they had to repeat like so many takes.
Yeah.
So if you put in that kind of work into producing something quality,
Yeah.
like high quality music, then people will definitely invest their time and watch it or consume your products. So that's how it works. And then another person that I really like venye anafanyanga vitu zake ni Single D and Marco Boy alafu Ali Joma hadi kina team manager. And also kuna this guy, he's Equatorian I think, anaitwa Woja Music. They really like their production level iko top notch. So if you are making your music videos, just put in some work, invest. It doesn't matter like how little money you have. Make sure when you shoot one video, hata ikichukua all the money you had, it's going to pay you back because it's going to be a high quality thing, high quality video, and people will like it and they'll be streaming it a lot.
Yeah.
So Dinka privilege, no, but hard work, yes.
And then also this Silva X, now that it's in Australia, it should start thinking in a better way than competing with people on ground. Because kitu ya kwanza, what Silva X can do, it can go back to South Sudan and open a radio station.
Yes.
If it does not want to sing, but it want to support other artists, it can open exclusively a music radio station.
Yeah.
And his artists that he likes, he can just be playing their music on repeat. And that's what Diamond did. Wasafi. Wasafi FM or whatever that they open.
Wasafi FM na kuna Wasafi TV.
Yes. So when you play your own music several times, there's a way that watu get used to it hadi inakuwa a hit.
Whether they like it or not.
They keep hearing hadi wanajua lyrics and whatever. So if you were to open the same radio station, play all your songs, create even new songs, play them. I assure you in South Sudan people will know your songs by lyrics. And you will be a big artist. You just have to invest. You don't want to rely on these other corporates that sometimes
wanakufinya.
Yes, they gatekeep for you, or they're not happy with the type of music that you produce.
They want to control like the wording in what you do and all that. But this is art.
Yeah.
Kunafaa kuwa na that freedom.
So if Silva X cannot do it, you other artists, all the artists, they can come together, invest, open their own station. They play one music after another. And then the music industry will grow.
Yeah.
You don't have to rely on radio, Miraya, Youth, FM, iRadio to play your music and then you feel big. You have to invest.
And he's actually a big artist. Like, I don't know when he stopped singing. He's still singing though, but not as frequent as he used to.
Ukianza kuwekwa na mama.
Unachoma. Yeah, but like he was very big back then. I think around 2011. Iyo ya nini Wele. That song was very like it was a hit. It was a
nice,
yeah. It's still a hit. And then kuna wimbo ingine. And then there's another song. Kuna ile ya Come Tomorrow. Yeah, those three songs, they are really top notch. Yeah.
So Silva X, invest in your crafts, man. Keep blaming, because if you keep blaming, that's how you end up falling behind, because you don't take things into your own hand, and you think that the help will come from outside.
Yeah, and you also avoid taking accountability. Like it's like content creation. The more you push your content, and keep on shooting, you'll get better at it. So the same thing applies to music. The more you pump out, the more people are likely not to forget you, because wakiturn to left hivi ni wimbo yako, wakienda tu hivi one stop ni your next song hivyo, and they keep up with you.
So our fourth story is going to be that this week Juba Stadium was finally cleaned by the soccer fans or the football fans.
Okay.
And this is after it had gone for a couple of months without maintenance or cleaning from the main company or from whoever that is in charge of it. So, and this place is looking really bad, man, like as we are going to see in some of the pictures here. And hii kitu haikuchukua by surprise.
Okay.
Because what I've observed in South Sudan, we like to make things and then they look good, we launch them, and then we leave them there thinking that they will keep looking shiny even after some time.
Without maintenance.
Without maintenance in place. And that's why when you look at Juba Numuli Road, it's all broken because there's no maintenance, and we're all happy when it was launched.
Yeah.
So this issue of maintenance is a failure of the people that are put in charge, but it's something that they should incorporate into their thinking. When anybody is building anything, just know this thing to look good need a maintenance.
Yes.
And that's why wherever they go, even when they go to other people's airports, they always see people cleaning throughout.
Yes.
If even these small apartments, like apartments up on Maju, they have their building cleaners or from the management company.
At least they come in once a week to clean those common
areas.
Uchafu inachukuliwa.
Yes. So you don't expect that vitu zingine that other places look good because of how it is. No, it's because maintenance has been put in place.
Yes.
And there's a location for it. Amwezi kuwa mnakula pesa yote and you think that man, hiyo kitu inanikasirishanga when South Sudanese don't put maintenance in place.
Alafu as a stadium, like they should just have unaona these garbage containers, have them at different corners throughout the stadium, like pale kwa corner towards the fence. When someone has a drink, you have a recycling container. Put in that bottle or kersal or container. If you are eating something, let's say a wrap, in your paper bag, go put the paper bag in a garbage bin. And then life continues. Instead of people eating and then you throw it under the chair. Alafu you go. Tomorrow someone else will do the same thing. And since you don't have station cleaners who are supposed to be cleaning it every now and then, the place looks a mess. So like the more you invest in those things and you tell people, like
education.
If you throw something down, you are going to get fined. So that will act like a punishment. No one would want to part with 5,000 pounds because of not throwing the garbage to the right place. And you teach them why you are doing that. Because we have things like cholera that are very common in that part of the world and country because of poor hygiene.
And Juba Stadium is an open stadium.
Yes.
And now that kuna jua kali in South Sudan and a lot of wind, there's so much dust on the seats.
Yes.
This one need a lot of cleaning. Second to that, Juba Stadium is supposed to be an international stadium where international games are played. The people that are responsible are the FIFA. You are not there to get salary. You are there to make salary. You are there to get your salaries, but make some services. So you people have to put a location for these cleaners. After every game, they have to clean. A week later, before any game, they have to keep cleaning it. That's how you people will keep getting more money and more money. Because, I don't know, nile tu like sahi, South Sudanese would not have any option. But when you see, like, take for example, when it comes to hotels, easy hotels yenye watu wanafungua,
Yeah.
inafunguliwa the first few months, iko
Super
clean. Watu wanakuja. But because there's no good maintenance team that has been set up, your place inachafuka. A new place is open. People go there.
Yeah.
And people keep going rounds and rounds and rounds looking for new places that are clean. And nobody is learning that. They just think that because the other place is a new place has taken customers.
It's cheap.
Or it's cheap. It's just that you are not maintaining your place. The place is too dirty.
Like sometimes you not want to go to somewhere and then it's dirty. You'll not likely come back to that place the next time you are coming. You'll just do your research and go to a better option.
Yeah.
So everyone wants to get value for their money. So if you are paying for services, then you better get those services that you are paying for. Yeah. And then business is not all about making profits. Business is about providing services
And taking
products
care of that asset.
and also providing like quality services that are equivalent to whatever amount of money you are receiving, instead of wanting to get like 100% profit when you are providing substandard services and goods.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I don't know how long it will take, but it will take some time before people come to realize that shiny things don't just last forever without maintenance. You have to put in effort there.
Yes.
And yeah, people should learn from there. So that's it for Jumosi Podcast. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and see you in the next weekend video.
Hey, bye.